I'm in the community, or I was not a member. I might have been a member on the network, but not on
I'll make sure to add you. Okay, now
you.
we're live. Yay! I was just saying these all start the same because if you've never done a Facebook Live, there's all the stuff you have to do on the back end and it's very stressful. So we are live. We're here. I am here with my friend Catherine, aka Katie, and we are hosting, if you're coming, if you're in the Tampa area, or if you're not, you may have seen we're hosting an in-person networking event in 2 weeks at the Oxford Exchange in Tampa. And I thought it would just be fun for us to chat today about that because I mean, we can maybe talk after too, but as far as we know, it's a success. We had a lot of interest in it. We had a ton of people sign up. In fact, that we had to turn it into a wait list because there were so many of you who wanted to do this. So thought we could talk about that if you're thinking about also hosting a networking event in your community to reach more people. And then, Jane is hosting it. We can chat about that. Catherine runs the Therapist Network. So if you're thinking of starting a membership as an alternative income stream, we can talk about that. And you can also come have dinner with us if you're coming to Tampa. We still have space for that too. So, we're going to talk about all the things. If you're watching this live, you can drop your questions in the chat. I'm going to open it up on my phone. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to just put hashtag replay. And then if you've got questions, we will come back and make sure that we answer them. So why don't you just give us, your little pitch, your little intro, tell people who you are.
Sure. So I am Kathryn Esquer. I am a psychologist in Pennsylvania. I have had a long and windy road to the seat here. I started as an organizational consultant. That's actually what got me to become a psychologist. And I worked in healthcare settings, in the org departments, and quickly realized that was not for me. I am much better one-on-one. I'm a people person. I am not a corporate person. And so I pivoted and did a residency in clinical psychology before relocating. When I was a consultant, my husband and I were in cities. When after my postdoc, we relocated to my very rural hometown in Pennsylvania, which is where I'm at now. And I operated a clinical practice, integrated primary care, mental health practice, for 7 years before closing the doors last year to focus primarily on my little solo independent practice. I still have some phenomenal people I meet with, and I also still do some executive coaching. I never kind of took that hat off. So it's a multifaceted career along with building the Therapist Network, which is a consultation community for therapists, and our whole mission is about elevating the voices of therapists. We need more therapists speaking, and we need their voices heard. So elevating our voices while also taking really good care of ourselves and our clients because, yeah, a therapist community run and built by therapists, it's pretty awesome. So thanks for having me here, Gabs. We've connected, what, years ago and have had some fun projects together. This Jane book swap and brunch in Tampa, I think being the most exciting by far. Probably not your most, you do whole retreats. This is like the most exciting for me.
I think it's really exciting. The venue is so cute and I'm obsessed with it. And I just loved the idea of a book swap. Where did you find that? I don't remember. Was it a TikTok or something?
No, my brain.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're very creative.
I think about, well, so I've always wanted to we do some book swaps on the network, but it's virtual. We're not all in person. And so you kind of only get one book. You have to pay for shipping. And I'm like, and the network our community is always about getting together in our unique cities. But it's smaller groups. So I was like, let's do a big get together. We did one in Chicago last year. It was just a networking event. And I was like, we could have used some interactive stuff. And I was like, books. We all love swapping books. We have so many books we have to get rid of or haven't read or want to share with others. So yeah, that's where it came from.
I was looking at my bookshelf today and I was like, how I have so many that I will be bringing with me in my little car up to Tampa.
I need to mention, I literally just shipped a box of books down to you. So there we go.
We figure it out.
You can have some of mine if you need.
I think, I don't know. Right now, I know it's a hard time. We were just kind of talking about this too before we got on that
Mhm.
things are really slow right now. I'm hearing that from a lot of therapists in their practice and just everybody that things are really slow, but people are really excited about this. We probably could have gotten 300 people to come if we would have kept this going.
I think next time we're gonna look for bigger venues because we maxed out at over 100 RSVPs under a month. Under a month. And it was at least we started in February. So at least 2 months before the event, we maxed out. So if you RSVP'd and you have one of the tickets, you have to come because they are coveted. Please come.
They are very coveted. We have a long wait list. I have people in my DMs being like, I
Yeah.
want to come, but I see it's on a wait list now. And why I'm saying this, I'm not saying this for us to like brag that we are so amazing. We got 300 people. I'm saying this because people, I think everywhere, everybody wants in-person connection. And if your practice is slow, like this is the time to do those things. And just think if you hosted something and you had 150 people coming, how many amazing connections that would be. And that's how, and people always ask me like how I built my business. That's how I built my business was through relationships and connection. Even now in the world that we live in, that is like so tech savvy, nothing replaces relationships with people ever.
No, and I think that's what successful entrepreneurs get right, or maybe naturally have in them. Like I remember I joked in college that consistently that I wanted my major to be networking because I was always talking to people, I was always making connections, and above and beyond, even beyond my degree, like it's the relationships that open doors for me, not myself. Like the relationships do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that. And as a therapist, it's really hard to build them because, at least I think it's kind of hard to build them with other clinicians naturally. There's not really overlap where we can meet or I don't know, sometimes it can get a little competitive out there when the market's tough. But it's really important to keep that like we want this space to be so open and welcoming and warm and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like that's what we want. We've been talking about this a lot is like we just want the connections to form and we're just providing the vessel for that to happen.
Fun and food.
Yes, yummy food, a really, really cute space.
Oh my
So
God.
I think that helps too. Like if you are thinking about hosting something, trying to find a cool, unique space. So we're hosting it at a place called the Oxford Exchange, which is like a multi-use building. And there's like a cute coffee shop, there's a bookstore, there's a store in the back where I will be spending a lot of money. They have like all of these cute candles and like coffee table books and like all little trinkets. And they have a restaurant. There's a champagne bar. There's a candle pouring thing, which we're also doing. So we're going to make our own candles. So if you're coming, we still have space for that. If you want to join us after the event, we're going to do an intentional candle pouring thing, which will be really fun too.
A little coaching, a little intention setting, and crafting your own scents with candles. If you've ever made a candle before, it is a really fun experience, but we're trying to take it up a little notch. And so I don't know if we've shared this publicly yet, so don't hate me if I spill the beans, Gabs, but we did save enough RSVP tickets to the book swap and brunch for anyone who joins us at the candle swap or the dinner because we wanted to make sure if folks come to the candle swap or dinner that they're not excluded from the main event, the brunch swap. So if you're interested in joining us for the candle swap or dinner, just know that you get to come to the book swap and brunch too. That's included. We're not going to exclude you from that just because you didn't RSVP in time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, if you are like you want to come still, but you're like, I see there's a wait list or it's full, if you do the candle pouring with us, or if you want to get some coaching from us and a really yummy dinner, and if you sign up for either of those things, you get to come, of course, to the main event during the day too.
Yeah.
So
We take care of you.
Always. And we have a lot of really fun little things to make this like different than a normal networking event as well.
Like, yeah. I have ordered so much stuff. Like there's packages at my house every day. I don't know how I'm going to get it all down there, but we will try.
I know you're definitely gonna have to check multiple bags. Okay, let me look in the chat really quick because I did let some people join us live, but no questions. I think I actually have a question that's like not related to our event, but just in general. When you were working in integrated care, were you an employee of that practice or you had your own practice that was housed underneath them?
Oh my, that is the million-dollar question. And I think I had one of the most unique setups.
Mm.
So this is not going to apply to a lot of you, but I'm happy to share. Is that okay? So again, I am in a really rural area of Pennsylvania, and I grew up here. My family is in medicine. And
Mm.
so when I came back, I was thinking of opening up my own shop. But I was also 8 months pregnant and I kind of just wanted it to be easy. I'm not someone who can sit still, so I knew I needed to work. So it was actually my father's idea to reach out to, there is a primary care organization. And this is actually very interesting because I used to consult in the healthcare sphere. So
Mhm.
there is a primary care organization called Family Practice Center. Huge fan. That's where I go for my primary care. And what they are is basically a collective of primary care offices that are all under one company umbrella and utilize economies of scale for billing, for housekeeping, for everything else. But
Mhm.
the individual primary care physicians run and operate their own cost centers within the organization. They're W-2 employees. Um,
Mhm.
and they operate their own cost centers. They bonus out anything they don't. They bonus out everything left over at the end of the year. They eat. They keep what they eat, or they what is it? They eat. They keep what they kill, kind of thing. Oh, I shouldn't use that with primary care. Okay.
I was like, yeah. I'm like nodding my head, like, yeah, sure.
No, 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 no. They whatever they earned, they got to keep. But they did pay into a percentage for billing and a percentage for overhead, but it was all super cost effective. And the reason they did this, my uncle was actually one of the founding physicians back in the 90s. He was the actually he was number two, no, number three. And back in the 90s, they started this, they wouldn't get bought out by large healthcare organizations. So large health systems like in our area. So they are still independent. It's an incredible work-life balance for the physicians. It's an incredible work-life balance for the nurses and all of the staff. Everyone's very happy there. So when I came, I knock, knock, knock. Hey, do you guys want a psychologist? And they said yes. So
Mhm.
I joined them. I was their only psychologist, but while I was there, I was able to bring on, let's see, there was four other counselors, and then I had two interns, and we had a couple other counselors at other sites. So we did grow, and I was able to grow the mental health arm of family practice while I was there.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, with the healthcare system being what it is, Family Practice Center is really focused on primary care and could not give me the support or resources to grow it any larger. And I was getting burnt out. It was just not a good fit for me anymore. So I closed my little practice, but the counselors are still there. They're a part of the therapist network. Like I still support them. I still see a lot of patients in the community, but I needed to get out of the in-person day-to-day office setting for a little bit. So really unique. So I was a W-2, but everything I earned, I kept.
That is very unique and really cool, and that's what I wanted to ask.
Right? Yeah.
I
And so
think that,
I think it's good.
no, I was just gonna say, like, I think that then that's also why I asked is like if like anybody is watching this, right, and they hear that, like that could be a really good, I don't know, networking opportunity, referral source type of thing. So,
Oh my gosh, it was so fantastic. My office was right down the hall. So again, rural central Pennsylvania. I would have my colleagues, my partners walk their, 65-year-old a male down the hall who never wants to talk to a therapist in his life, have him sit in my chair, and 5 minutes later, he's booking a session with me because he wants to talk. Like, it was an amazing, warm handoff, and I could not be more grateful for the opportunities I got to serve that community. Primary care physicians, huge referral source, huge. If they're not, you should tell them they should be, because they should be.
That's what
You
I
make their lives easier, truly.
do. We
Mhm.
absolutely do. And so, and I think it is a little bit harder to get into some of the corporate ones, although I still have had success doing that. But like something like this, that's what I was thinking of, is like they would be really good in, and you could probably still connect to them because they're not some big corporation. But even big corporate people, was just doing this a couple, well, like 2 years ago for a startup, some like business development. And we connected with this OB-GYN office that was a huge corporation, but they sent a ton of referrals. So that's why I was thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the medical field is great for referrals, especially as they get more strapped. They want the support to be able to have their clients go see someone, even for medication management, or excuse me, not management, but adherence. Like, we can help with that. These patients who are tying up the primary care physician's hour every week, like, that's really our job, you know? That's not a, yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad I asked. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. It's a really cool part of my story. I'm glad to share it.
Thank you. Well, we have just like a couple more minutes. Is there anything else that
Ah,
we should touch on?
that flew by. I think based on, so we were talking right before we hopped on, and I was sharing that in the Therapist Network, we were talking about just the necessity of community for wellness. And I think that's, I really encourage folks, if you're building your practice or thinking about becoming an entrepreneur or starting out, start building a community around you. Get the people in your court that see your vision, see you for you, see your strengths and weaknesses accurately, and can support you through that, because it can be really isolating. And I think one thing that's happening in our culture right now is more and more isolation. For whatever reason. But I think that we can combat, I think that community is an act of advocacy, not only for yourself and your business, but also for the broader systems as well.
Mhm. I could
Ah,
not agree with that more. Hugely,
and
hugely.
that's why I'm really, Mhm. That's like why we're trying to do these in-person networking events. They're not only like fun to do, but they're like, our purpose behind it is definitely bigger than just let's have brunch and let's eat dinner. We should be talking and sharing and leveraging each other in our communities. And I think that's like the sub message that's not as fun and Instagrammable, but that's really the heart of what you and I do, truly.
Yep, that is what it's all about. And that is how, I mean, truly, when I think about like success or how I've built things or whatever it is, it's always because I had the right people around me supporting me.
Mhm.
And it's really important that you have that. It is so easy to just get in your head and spiral and compare and feel competitive, and you can't do it alone. We all need each other, and it's just, yeah, it's a very big core value of mine.
Mhm.
So
That's why we get along.
I think so too. Well, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see you in person in 2 weeks.
That's
Um,
fun. It's like 10 days, isn't it?
yeah, I know it's
So
coming.
close. We just picked out linens today. They're going to be really fun if you're coming. They're not similar.
We did just get a very important comment that I need to share with you from my friend Katie, who you might know, Katie Freeze. She's in Philly. She said your curls are fab and she needs your curl routine.
Okay, I would love to share. I literally went for the first time to a curl cutter. Like, she cuts it curl by curl, and that was all the difference. And then and she told me what to use too. I was using all the wrong products. It's a 10. the serum thing, and then a weightless mousse, and then all I use is a sea salt texturing spray, and that's it. And I was using like expensive products before, and she's like, "No, no, no, girl, you don't need that. You need this cut and these products." So happy to share, Katie. And oh my gosh, Katie also comes with good recommendations. I think I got Ariana Smith's name from you, Katie, my copywriter.
Yeah, she is amazing also. And I appreciate you sharing that because I'm still on a journey to figure out my curly hair. I haven't quite
Mm.
mastered it
But
yet.
as someone who knows the girl, it's my mom found her, and I was just so thrilled. In my little hometown, I went to high school with her. I'm so thrilled. So yeah, thank you, Katie. I'm gonna tell her.
It's good. It's important. Good hair is also important. For me, makes me feel better about myself. I can't lie.
I showered today too. It helped me.
That is amazing. Ariana Smith is also great, so I agree with
Lovely
that.
soul. Again, collect the good humans.
Yes, collect, refer. This is how it all happens. So
Mhm.
cool. Well,
Thanks,
thank you.
Gab. Thank you. I cannot wait to see you. And maybe we'll come on. I'm going to do some Instagram lives from the event on the Therapist Network Instagram account because we're not really on Facebook. Sorry. But maybe you can join live, set up a little live camera or something?
Yeah, we can totally do a Facebook Live while we're there. And if you're watching this and you're thinking of coming, send us a message. We got you. Do some coaching with us. Come to dinner with us. We'll do some coaching and come to the other events too.
We would love to see you. Thank you, Gaps. Thank you, community.
Thank you for being here. Bye.
Bye.